This book forces me to own two mistakes I made in previous reviews. First, it's the We Love Kids Club, not the We Heart Kids Club. Come on, how was I supposed to know the difference? Second, I shouldn't have used this as a picture of Jill Henderson. This is not Jill, this is Steffi, she is 8. I should have noticed she's 5 years younger than everyone else.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
This book was written by Peter Larangis. Dawn starts by bragging how great California is because the weather is warm in February and school doesn't end with an obnoxious bell ringing. Well, that's not true. They have school bells in California. Why does she think school bells are East Coast only? That's weird. On page 1, Dawn more or less confesses that her life is a stereotyped version of California, not the real California. As someone who grew up in California, I say it's nice of her to finally admit this. Dawn babysits Steffi. They make a cake, and Dawn is grossed out because it has too much sugar. Ew! She tries lecturing the poor child on healthy eating, but luckily, Steffi is smart enough to know sugar's delicious. Dawn goes home, where they have healthy chimichangas. What? Deep-fried food is not healthy, Dawn! That night, Dawn calls Marianne.
I don't know exactly why, but I was missing her, and my Stoneybrook family, more than ever that day, and the phone call was only making it worse.
Oh no! That's almost exactly what Dawn said when she first decided to move to California. Ah! Not again! No more pointless moving drama! They have a We Love Kids Club meeting. Dawn says Maggie has a green hair tail, so she's the only person we can recognize on the cover. The others are all interchangeable. The club gets 2 calls at their meeting, and I honestly have no idea why. They don't have regular meeting times. People normally call the club at random hours. It's just a coincidence they happen to call during an actual meeting. To make this even more improbable, people don't usually call Sunny's house to reach the club. Most of the time, they call the sitter they want directly. I don't even know why they need a babysitting club, to be honest. They seem to be getting enough jobs on their own. I'm off topic. They get a phone call from the local newspaper which wants to run a story about them. The news article is so popular, the local TV station does a 4-minute segment about the club. I like Dawn, but oh my goodness, she never stops complaining sometimes. She complains TV filming is boring because they showed up an hour early and they were forced to sit around and do nothing. Dawn, that's your fault. If you don't want to spend an hour waiting, don't show up an hour early. This is common sense here. I do agree the filming is weird. They only have 1 camera for a 2-camera setup, so every sentence has to be repeated twice. They only have 1 camera for a 2-camera setup, so every sentence has to be repeated twice. Carol buys Dawn 3 presents to celebrate being on TV, which is really nice of her, but Dawn is still determined to hate her. Steffi is a little jealous of Carol. She wishes her dad had a steady girlfriend. She really wants a mother in her life. Oh, poor Steffi. The We Love Kids Club is swamped with phone calls, thanks to the TV interview. Dawn notes their phone numbers weren't released publicly, so how did they get so many phone calls from strangers? The girls have a hard time syncing schedules. I'm a little confused why they need to sync schedules. Like when someone calls Jill and says, "Can you babysit for me on Thursday?" It's not like Jill needs to know Maggie's schedule in order to answer the question. The girls accidentally double book themselves a few times. Dawn says they should imitate the Babysitters Club by having regular meetings and a calendar. The girls get distracted coming up with a secret club handshake. Glad to see they're taking the problem seriously. They decide to ignore the problem in hopes that it will go away on its own. In the second to last chapter, they accept Dawn's suggestion because I guess it's easier to inconvenience the whole group with rules than it is for one of the girls to get organized. Back with the Babysitters Club, Christy gets crazy jealous because her club has never been on TV. She tries and fails to get the local press interested in them, which is just as well because they're 2 club members down. Although, to be fair, Dawn's 6-month leave and Mallory's 3-month leave are both coming due in the next book. This should be the last time that their absence is an issue. Dawn double-sits Steffi and some wild boys. It's pretty rough, so she's in a bad mood when she gets home. That's when Dad and Carol announce they're getting married! Isn't that great? Dawn is so upset, she runs to her room and slams the door. Amazingly, none of the 4 people in the room pick up on the fact that Dawn is unhappy. They figure she's just surprised. These people are idiots. Dawn forces herself to go back and fake smile. The rest of the night, Dawn makes snide remarks about everything Carol does. For example, she's mad that Carol won't stop talking about the proposal. That's not understandable. That's annoying. Jeff spills water and Carol cleans it up. Dawn rips into Carol for using paper towels. You tree-killing monster! Dawn decides she's not wanted here anymore, so she runs away. Literally. She steals her dad's credit card, buys a plane ticket, and flies back to Connecticut. Oh, no way! I can't believe it! She's gonna be in so much trouble! I was so excited about this unexpected storyline, I messaged my wife about it. She didn't respond to my message, but that's okay. I still love her for doing the random quotations in these book reviews. Dawn's parents are furious with her. She's sent right back home again, and she's forced to pay for both plane tickets. Good! She should be punished. Dawn complains her parents are being selfish, instead of seeing things from her point of view. That's a selfish argument to make, Dawn. You just proved yourself wrong by saying that. As it turns out, Dad had no idea Dawn secretly hates his fiancée. I'm a little surprised Dawn kept it a secret for so long. Normally, she's a blabbermouth who openly criticizes strangers. Dawn repairs her relationship with her father, but when she talks to Carol, she lies and pretends the engagement had nothing to do with her running away. How does Carol not see through this lie? Come on, Carol, you're smarter than that. Carol is mostly silent the next few days. Dawn hates it. So she hates it when Carol talks, and she hates it when Carol is silent. Dawn is super inconsistent. Dad and Carol get into a big fight. He accuses her of being immature and having unrealistic ideas about married life. She accuses him of caring about his kids and ex-wife more than her. They officially break up, and Dawn isn't sure how to feel. The end. Post-book follow-up. This book is fast-paced and has 4 different storylines. I like it. I especially liked how the subplot with Steffi directly deals with the theme of motherhood and expands upon it in a way that's different from the main storyline of Dawn's relationship with Carol. At one point, Steffi pretends Dawn is her mother. Dawn is a little weirded out by it, but at the same time, she accepts it because she loves Stephanie. I think what Dawn really wants is for Carol to treat her the way she treats Steffi. Furthermore, you might have noticed that when Carol fights with Jack, she complains that he loves everyone else more than her. That's the same reasoning Dawn used when she ran away. It's great how the book sets up Carol as an antagonist while at the same time making her a parallel to the protagonist. It's clever writing. I applaud this book for having themes and exploring the nature of human relationships, especially since the start of the book led me to believe it would be generic fluff about the girls becoming famous. Instead, the book indulges us in literary aspirations. Yeah! Normally I would nitpick at smaller things, like the fact that Dawn complains too much, or Chapter 12 was an irrelevant babysitting adventure with the Pike family, and, let's be honest, the We Love Kids Club was the worst storyline out of the 4. But I love the book, and I'm going to be generous today. I give Babysitters Club number 72, Dawn and the We Love Kids Club, a perfect 10 out of 10. Here are 2 random outtakes from my audio commentary. We love kids, I love kids, and I love this book. Dawn is so upset, she runs to her room and slams the door. Turn away and slam the door.